Speaking of anti-gay bigotry, mega pastor Joel Osteen, who absolutely gives me the creeps, he was on CNN and he told Soledad O'Brien, listen, gays and lesbians aren't God's best.
Well, it's just that's an interesting way to say it, because you're at least admitting that they're children of God.
That's right. Yeah, God at least did create those people. Let's take a listen to what he had to say. This is quite shocking. Here we go.
Something about just speaking to, the seeds of greatness that God's placed in all of us.
So then let me ask you a question, because when you came on Piers Morgan's show a while ago, he asked you about homosexuality, Christianity, homosexuality, and almost every time we have a pastor on, it's a conversation we have. Yeah. And you are known for these uplifting ceremony services, and you talk to a lot of, it's like 45,000 people who attend. And I always wonder, when you say homosexuality is a sin, and there's a bunch of people who clearly are gay who are in your church, you're calling them sinners. I mean, that...
Well, so that
it's the opposite of uplifting, I would think.
It does, but one, I don't necessarily focus on that. I only talk about that on the interviews. The other thing, too, is it seems like in Christianity, sometimes we categorize sin. I mean, pride is a sin. Being critical is a sin. Being negative is a sin. The Scripture even says anything that is not of faith is a sin.
We're all sinners? You'd say we're all sinners?
Yeah, and so I think we say, okay...
homosexuality is not so bad, right?
Well, I don't think it's God's best. Neither do I think,
nobody's God's best,
no,
right?
We're all growing.
I mean, so don't you think, though, that with the country struggling with increasing acceptance of all its citizens, and you're for basic fairness for everybody, that in situations where, like, we're trying to pass these marriage equality bills in certain states now, that you have an important voice to lend to that, especially to kids who are maybe worried about who they are and where they fit in the community?
Great question.
Well, I think I have an important voice, but I think I've been good. I think part of my, if you want to call it success, is I've stayed in my lane, and my lane is lifting people's spirits, and there are issues.
Well, believe me, there's nothing that would lift people's spirits more than young gay children hearing something positive, specifically positive, from Christian pastors like Joel Osteen, than hearing negativity on CNN and as he calls it, silence, or just not discussing it in his church. Despicable.
Pretty ridiculous, but at least it sounds like he almost believes that God did make them that way. God
made gay and lesbian people. It's just not his best work. Also, who isn't God's brightest? Anti-gay bigots. It's not, God made anti-gay bigots, but they're not his brightest creations, understandably.
No. We are not equals, I guess.
I like it also how he says, I'm not for gay marriage, but I'm not for discriminating against people either. Well, that's discrimination. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. These basic tenets just seem completely lost on him. By the way, how does this guy pack a church with 40,000 people, most of whom give him money? That's really the concerning thing about America.
Maybe he's got roller skating bears during his sermon.
I don't know what he's got, but that's really the concern, isn't it, Natan, that a guy like this has 40,000 people listening to him weekly and giving him money for that?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, he has this smirk on his face when he talks, and it almost seems, I'm just reading into it, I don't even know this guy, but it almost seems like he doesn't even buy what he's saying. He's just kind of doing it because he needs to, because maybe some higher authority in his in the church hierarchy would fire him or something.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think he's basically the guy in charge there. The other thing, which I am forgetting, I'm not playing it, but someone on the live stream just reminded us of, there's another part in this interview where he says, listen, I was born straight, but people aren't born gay. So in other words, I guess he's subscribing to the everyone's born straight and some people choose to be gay, which, as we know, is complete nonsense and has been widely debunked. But that's as far as we're getting with Joel Osteen, I guess.
Not surprising.
You got to be careful with this guy. Stay away. Stay far, far away.
Yeah, right. This guy's probably making millions of dollars a year.
Oh, he is. It's not probably. It's widely known.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We are heading towards 10,000 Facebook likes. Please like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this. We'll talk to David Bernstein about this key Senate race, Elizabeth Warren and Scott Brown, and a lot of other stuff I want to tell you about. So stay tuned.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.